The Fed issued a statement at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and I recommend reading it, especially if you're having trouble sleeping at night. Investor Beat starts now. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Hill. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500 were all down for most of the day, as pretty much everyone expected the Fed to announce plans to begin tapering its bond buying program. Joining me in studio today, Matt Argersinger and Taylor Muckerman. Guys, there is power, there is absolute power, and then there's Ben Bernanke. Yes, the Fed chief announced this afternoon that the government will continue to buy bonds at a rate of $85 billion per month. After the announcement, the major indices all hit new highs for the year. What does this say about the state of our economy?
Well, that's the real question, Chris. I mean, we see the market hitting all-time highs right now. Obviously, Wall Street loves what it's seeing from the Fed, but the real underlying message from the Fed here, I think, is that the economy is still pretty weak, and we've seen that. We've seen housing starts be pretty rough. We've seen the labor force participation rate, hit all-time lows. So I think the Fed says the economy's still weak, and we don't like the fact that these interest rates, like the 10-year and the 30-year, have crept up lately over the past few months. We'd like to bring those down. So, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're going to keep it up so if they can reverse those trends there.
In the past, we saw CEOs warning the Fed, don't scale it back. That wasn't the case today. We had Lloyd Blankfein from Goldman Sachs going on CNBC saying, we expect them to taper it to the tune of $10 billion.
Yeah, he wanted anything from $1 to $10 billion, and to get nothing, completely opposite of what he was expecting, along with most people, I think. And the market spiked afterwards, and the 43rd anniversary of Jimi Hendrix's death. Eventually, this castle of sand will melt into the sea, but I didn't think it was going to take longer than today.
A lot of times I ask, is it time to buy? Now I'm wondering, is it time to sell? Is it time to take a little bit of money off the table with the market hitting all these new highs?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, stocks are hitting all-time highs, especially REITs and dividend payers and any insurance company stocks, companies that rely on sort of debt financing, all hitting new all-time highs. I would say, you know what? If you're a little concerned here, maybe Ben has given you a last little boost in your stocks, and you're playing with house money officially right now. Maybe it's time to lighten up a little bit.
All right, there were actually some stocks in the news today. Let's get to some of the day's movers and shakers. Clean energy fuels up more than 7% in the last 2 days after getting a strong vote of confidence from CEO Andrew Littlefair, who just bought 127,000 shares of company stock. We like to see CEOs aligning their interests with shareholders. That's certainly the case here.
Yeah, we sure do. His stake is now up to almost 500,000 shares. So you're looking at this company not only having this news come out this week, but they also pursued a further partnership with General Electric to kind of take 6 states on and develop liquefied natural gas processing plants to attack long-haul and fleet vehicles, also rail, which GE is trying to integrate natural gas into their locomotives. So this benefits both companies. And then it's been a big year for this company in general, with Cummins Westport 12-liter engine coming out and receiving tremendous buy-in. They've yet to turn a full-year profit, but I like where they're headed.
Shares of FedEx hitting a 7-year high. First quarter profits rose 6.5%. Some people were pretty surprised by that.
Yeah, well, it was pretty good. I mean, FedEx is saying that there's going to be tepid economic growth, and that's what they're seeing. But they're going to raise rates next year, so that's a strong sign for them. And effectively, FedEx is a duopoly right now with UPS. So, and from as much as it's a bellwether on the economy, if things are going well, seems like they are, it's probably a good reason it's hitting an all-time high.
General Mills' first quarter sales were better than expected. The maker of Cheerios and Yoplait yogurt was helped by some international acquisitions. This has really been a steady performer over the last year.
Steady performer, steady dividend payer, helped by the taper today. It was down on the news and now it's up. So we're looking at this company. Had a great year so far. They really have been boosted this year by some overall consumer trends, maybe some fads, but you're looking at benefiting from Greek yogurt and their gluten-free cookie dough from Pillsbury. So if those continue to be trends, look for this company to grow. They've also got good partnerships going with Hershey in the cereal department and Nestle. It's trying to help boost international growth. So I like where this company's headed.
Chocolate and cereal.
There we go.
Perfect sense. Finally, Adobe Systems' third quarter profits fell nearly 60%, but the stock hitting an all-time high today on strong numbers in their web subscriptions. Another stock that's really been on fire lately.
Right, and well, web subscriptions up 47% quarter over quarter. And so what that tells me about Adobe is that they're making that successful transition from sort of a bundle selling non-perpetual licensing business to a subscription cloud-based service, and that's happened with a lot of these software as a service companies. With Adobe and all these other companies, it creates a steadier recurring revenue stream that it's going to be better for them, better for customers in a lot of extent too. So yeah, good for Adobe, good for their customers.
All right, that's going to do it for today's action. Let's look ahead to the rest of the week. Give me a stock I can put on my watch list.
I'm looking at ConocoPhillips, maybe not over the next week or two, but you're seeing Alaska reach out to them, trying to get them to bring their liquefied natural gas plant back online in the inlet of Cook Inlet. You've seen Alaska kind of fall out of the energy spotlight in the light of North Dakota and Texas here in the United States. So they're trying to reinvigorate some investment here. They had tax reform earlier this year. We'll see if this can help.
All right, Manny, what about you?
Sure, Take-Two Interactive. They own Rockstar Games, which of course is the owner of the Grand Theft Auto franchise. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out on Monday night. This is big for Take-Two. I mean, it's used $1 billion usually in revenue per release. It's been 5 years since we've had a Grand Theft Auto. So a lot of excitement around this. Reviews are really good. But not only is this $1 billion in revenue for Take-Two, it's also hundreds of millions in potential digital downloads later on. So very profitable for them. In the past, though, this has been a good time to sell Take-Two. I'd like to see if that is the case. It's had a monster year so far, so one that I'm paying attention to.
All right, let's go hit the game room.
Yeah, why not?
All right, for Matt Argersinger and Taylor Muckerman, I'm Chris Hill. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.